Jamil Cobb. This is No Days Off. Jamil Cobb, maker and owner, creator. No Days Off, always working clothing line. We're here at the Melanin Market in Ourworld, New Jersey. It's an amazing function. Just glad to be here, trying to establish and keep on putting forth our brand and this with all these other great and amazing realtors and people out here that's trying to do the best that they can with whatever it is that we have. The message is it's not a label, it's a lifestyle. You want to make it happen and make it happen. Do what you got to do every single day. Get to your goal and accomplish it. It's not going to come easy. It's going to take work. You got to work at it every day. No days off, always work.
Cobb. I am the owner of Productions. I produce a docu-series called No Days Off, Always Working. I also have a clothing line under the same name, No Days Off, Always Working. And I just recently released a new clothing line called New Jersey Original. The inspiration for the No Days Off, Always Working docu-series basically came for my desire to help people like myself. My background is from music. I was a rapper for many years, and my career, although it was good and I got to experience a whole lot of things, I didn't feel like I achieved what I set out for. My ultimate goal was to be able to provide for myself through music, and I wasn't able to accomplish that. And it was tough. It was something that I really struggled with. It was a life-changing moment to realize that I was going to have to find something else to do with my life. And I realized at a young age that very rarely when we go through something, do we go through it alone. 9 times out of 10, any time that you go through something, there's someone else that's been through the same situation that can relate. And I felt like failure is something that we hide from. No one wants to be a failure, but they often say that the people who are the most successful are the biggest failures. Quite often you have to fail in order to perfect your craft in yourself and to tear yourself down so you can build yourself back up better. And this requires hard work. This requires a day in and day out dedication to rebuilding yourself. And sometimes you have to start all over from scratch. I think everybody goes through this, even the most successful people. An athlete, one day they're not going to be able to play that sport. And when that time comes, then what do? If you've identified yourself with a particular task your whole entire life, and you're no longer able to do that, what do you do? How do you handle this? But one key that is relevant and prevalent in all of these stories is it's going to require work. It's going to take you to rededicate to whatever this new thing is every single day. Hence the saying, no days off, always working. I think people have a misconception that they think once you become successful, that life gets easier. And that's just not the case. Successful people work just as hard, if not harder, than the people who aren't as successful. And success is really relative to your perspective. And if you feel like you're successful, then you are. And I just felt like there needed to be something where people could appreciate what they put into the day-to-day life. That I feel like we live in a society where the common man is degraded. That going to work every day and providing for your family and just doing the right thing isn't valuable. that if you're not rich or famous, that you have failed in some way, shape, or form. And I disagree with that. And the clothes that we wear are very representative of who we are. And we put on these brands, whether it be a luxury brand or whoever it is that we wear, and it reflects upon what we do. If you see someone wearing a Dickie suit, then you probably figure that person works with his hands or is in construction. If you see a man with a one piece on, he's probably a mechanic. So when we put on Gucci or we put on Louis Vuitton or these luxury brands, we're putting these on because we want to portray an image of success, that we can afford to spend a lot of money on our clothes. I wasn't in that situation. So I wanted to provide something where you can get that same feeling and that same pride in what you're doing. I love Ralph Lauren, but I've never ridden a horse, nor do I play polo. So I wanted to fill a hole in the market that I felt was there and provide something. So I started these documentaries, these episodes where I was just sharing my story and trying to help someone else feel closest to someone else that they might not even know, but to know that there's someone else out there going through the same thing as them. And the reception has been overwhelming. It's going on 4 years now, working on a new series coming out, due to come out next year, and just keeping it going and just trying to spread a positive message. And I feel like, going back to the failure, had I made it in hip-hop, I probably wouldn't be at this point. So I'm thankful for my quote-unquote failure in one area, because it's forced me to go into something more and do something more positive and more effective, in my opinion, with what I'm doing now. I see the brand growing. I have some other ideas. You know, I would love to be able to say where exactly, but I don't know. I think that's the most honest thing that I can say. I've had plans, you know, when I was doing music, I wanted to sell 1 million records. I wanted to, you know, be successful, be rich, be famous, have a Bentley, have a mansion. And now that my life has changed, I'm in a totally different place. You know, ultimately, I would like to be able to have my talent, whether it be making clothes or documentaries or writing books, whatever the case may be, to be able to have my talent and what I like to do be what provides for me. I think that's the ultimate goal for any person who is an artist or is a creative person. But I am also humble and thankful to have a good job, to be able to provide for my family. And being in the music industry, I know that the sacrifices that it takes to live that. You have to spend a lot of time away from your family. And I'm blessed to have a beautiful wife and 2 children. And I'm very fortunate and glad that I'm in a situation where I can be with them every single day. So once my daughter gets a little bit older and she doesn't need daddy as much as she does now, I would like to be able to take that time and put it more into my company. But at this time, I'm just taking what God gives me and just hoping that I can affect as many people as I can with whatever that I have available to me, whatever resources that I could provide. And I feel like sometimes when you have less, it forces you to do more. When you have all the money and all the resources, you tend to go the common route. When you have less, you have to be more creative. And I feel like a lot of my ideas and energy are so strong is because I'm coming from a place that's genuine, that's from anybody else that's out there. And I want people to see my journey. I'm willing to share my struggle, to really see and show people that you can start with nothing and turn it into something. You can reach me at jamilcobb.com, JamilCobb. You can also email me at the same thing, jamilcobb@hotmail.com, or Indiopraz, INDEEOH PRODZ. No Days Off, Always Working on Instagram, or Jamil Cobb on Facebook. Come, check me out. See what I'm going on. You can go to my YouTube page, No Days Off, Always Working, Jamil Cobb, and check out the videos, share, like, do all the good stuff that people do. Go to jamilcobb.com and purchase a hoodie, purchase a sweatshirt. And one thing that I say is that it's not a label, it's a lifestyle. When you purchase something from me, I just want anybody who's purchased something to me know that this is bigger than just t-shirts and hoodies. I really want people to understand that this is a movement. This is really something that every time you wear this, you're showing that, you know what, I'm proud of who I am. And it affects people. Don't ever think that, you don't matter, or that what you do and what you put out into this universe doesn't reflect and trickle throughout everybody else. Every time you touch somebody, and I wanted to create something that didn't necessarily reflect on me as the creator, but as the person wearing it. It's not about Jamil Cobb. It's about whoever puts it on. You saying, look, I work every day. I put in the work and the time that it takes to accomplish my goals and to provide for myself and my family in whatever ways need possible. So I just encourage everybody to watch, take part, contact me. I have a lot of people email me, this personal thing, saying how the documentaries affect them in a positive way. Please, contact me. Let me know how you feel about it, because it keeps me going. I have days where I'm tired and I'm looking for that inspiration. So anytime I can read something or someone tell me that I'm helping them, it helps me. So it's a community, the mantra is it's not a label, it's a lifestyle. And the backing behind that is find peace, give love, and give money. Jamil Cobb, No Days Off, always work.